Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to have a look at the client profile for your coursework for A-Level Product Design. So along with the context page, which is the first page that you did, this is probably one of the most important pages that goes into your research. Because you need to be designing for a real life person and solving a real life problem, you need to understand what their wants and needs of something that they're doing and how it's suitable for what you're doing in your project. So essentially what I mean is you can't just go, oh, I've done this, it looks nice, or my mum wants this. Okay, which is another reason why it cannot be things like an immediate family member. Okay, the key thing is as long as you've got like a really solid context, as in like you've proved your project's worthwhile, so here's the statistics, here's the articles that prove it's a real problem, and then you've got a strong client profile of here is the person I'm designing for. Now obviously what you might be doing is saying, look, I'm designing it for a particular person, but then it's also going to be for a target group, target market, so it's got a wider application as well. But once you've got a solid context and a client profile together, it makes the rest of your folder flow a lot better and a lot easier because you've got a whole purpose for doing it. If you don't have one, essentially your folder has no direction. You absolutely can't make up a client, which is I know what some people do at GCSE, but at A-Level you will get found out with that very quickly. So basically what you need to have on there is an introduction of who your client is, how do they relate to your context, and how do you contact them. At this stage, you do need to kind of like contact with them. Email is fine, but you need to have evidence of all contacts. So if you've done like a phone call, just take some minutes of the phone call. If you've done emails, screenshot the emails, but you can blur out their actual email address and stuff like that. It's fine, but you need to have evidence or proof that you've contacted them throughout your folder. And this is where making sure it's a real person and it's not an immediate family member will get found out. Okay, so you then need to ask them some questions to help give you ideas for the context you're working on. You need to stay away from leading yes or no questions and pointless things like, what's your favourite colour? How much money would you spend on this? Would you buy this? Because those are like useless questions. You actually need to be like delving quite deep, because remember it's A-Level, the level of technical language you need. It needs to be, what are the actual problems? Here is the problem looking to solve. What are your views on the problem? Where do you think there might be solutions? What are the real pitfalls and that sort of thing? You need to find out what their actual needs are and what they are looking for, how you can solve it. What is their budget realistically, and obviously depending on if it's like an architectural thing or a furniture thing, that will differ quite a lot. Where are they hoping the project will go? Are there any important limitations? So if it's someone that's got like certain disabilities that might need to be considered, is there certain lighting or like sizes, whatever it may be. You should also talk about is there something they currently have in place that you're looking to replace? So are you looking at improving something that's already there? And what do they already have that is there? So why does it need improving? Why does it need replacing? What are the issues around that? Again, you'll ideally have a visit with your client and actually take photographs and see what either the spaces that the thing is going to go, or photographs of what the actual thing is that they've currently got and you're looking to replace. But the key thing to remember, as I've written down at the bottom here, is remember you're solving a real world problem for a real life person. That's the key thing to bear in mind throughout all of this. Okay, so a couple of examples to show you. So this is from Will, who you've seen who's done that chair project. So they're working from home, COVID and that sort of thing. So he's got evidence of the emails that he sent through from his client. He's analysed the questions. So he's talked about what the questions he's done. He's looked at his client's responses and analysed them. He's then done a little survey as well. So with surveys are quite good. If you've got quite a general problem, you can put a survey out online, and most people are quite generous with their time and will fill out surveys, but your client is the one that needs a questionnaire that goes with it. Then the actual client profile itself. So you do need to have a photograph of the client. If they're not happy with their face being on there, we can always blur that out. That is fine. But you do need to, so as I said, having photographs of the area they're currently having. So obviously he was looking at working from home, working spaces, that sort of thing. So he took photographs of the actual working area that they currently had in place, where it would be used, key things like the age group, name, current job, that sort of thing, budget, setup they've currently got, what current problems they have, what their view on what the solution to the problem might be as well, because that could be quite useful as well. And then we've got another one. So this is from an architect-based one. So this is from Izzy, who did the idea of housing and floodplains. So similar sort of thing. So she's got her clients, got a photograph there, introduction of who they are and what they're sort of looking to solve. She's got her questionnaire, then her responses, but then she has then analysed it. So don't just do it and then not refer back to it. You need to have that constant analysing of the data of things they've said. Like, they've said this, which means actually that ties in with some research I can do a little bit later on, or maybe I can go and look into this at a later date. And then we have got one more. I think it's one more. Yes. So one more. So this is a student that was designing something for a elderly musician. So again, a photograph of the client and sort of the workspace he's using, a bit more information about their general interests and what they currently do, what they're looking for, their design requirements, and what they're kind of, see down at the bottom is quite nice. So here is like design requirements of what they need. Here's sort of like the outcome they're kind of hoping you can help them with. Because realistically, as I said, at the context, you're not looking at, I'm making this, you're looking at, here's a problem I'm looking to solve. And the best person to discuss that with will be the client, because actually, here's the problem, how do you see the problem being solved? Again, evidence of clients, so I do evidence of phone calls, and then you can just have the minutes are fine, just written up. And then a little bit of questionnaire, so you can do this in like Excel or anything like that, it's fine. Basically, obviously your client is your main person, but if you can get a few of your target market and have an idea of like general wants and needs of the actual overall market as well, not just your individual client. Okay, so that is your client profile. If you haven't already got a client, that is one of the like top things you need to start looking at now, because it's one of the first things in the folder. So contact and client profile, because it sets the tone for your whole project. Once you've got those in place, it gives you a lot of direction. Okay, hopefully you found that useful. If you've got any questions, please let me know. I'll make sure I put all the help sheets and everything online for you to have a look at as well.